A Russian soldier is seen moving along a dirt road in a heavily contested sector. After walking for some distance, he suddenly stops and places his weapon on the ground, appearing to take a brief rest. Moments later, a Ukrainian FPV drone approaches the area from behind. Focused on his own surroundings, the soldier shows no sign that he has noticed the incoming threat. With no nearby cover and no visible support from other troops, he remains exposed in the open terrain, seemingly unaware of the danger around him. The drone continues closing the distance while maintaining a direct approach. By the time the soldier realizes something is wrong, there is almost no time left to react. Seconds later, the FPV drone rapidly descends and launches the attack.
The following sequence unfolds across an open field in the Donetsk sector, where a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a lone Russian soldier during a routine surveillance mission. The soldier appears to have just finished a short rest and begins preparing to continue across the exposed terrain. The sighting is immediately relayed to a nearby Ukrainian strike drone team, which redirects an aircraft toward the reported location. Upon arrival, the operator carefully scans the field to verify the soldier's exact position before committing. Meanwhile, the soldier pauses to adjust his equipment, remaining focused on his gear rather than the air above. Unaware that his location has already been confirmed, he continues organizing his loadout as the drone quietly closes the distance. Moments later, the aircraft descends and commits to the engagement before he has time to react.
Crossing a dusty dirt road under the afternoon sun, a lone Russian soldier suddenly leaves the open route and walks into a nearby tree line. Seeking relief from the heat and exhaustion, he settles beneath a large tree, believing the shade offers a brief moment of safety. What he does not realize is that a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone has already marked his position. Within minutes, a nearby FPV drone quietly approaches from behind at low altitude. Still focused on resting and unaware of the danger closing in, the soldier remains beneath the tree until the aircraft suddenly rushes in from his blind side and commits to the attack.
The following sequence unfolds across an open field in the Pokrovsk direction, where a Ukrainian drone operator is conducting a routine aerial sweep over terrain frequently crossed by Russian infantry. During the patrol, subtle movement catches the operator's attention ahead. As the drone moves closer, a lone Russian soldier is revealed, crossing the exposed field without nearby support. The aircraft rapidly closes the distance, leaving the soldier little time to react. Overwhelmed by the sudden appearance of the drone, he hesitates instead of attempting to defend himself or seek cover. Within seconds, the drone descends and commits to the engagement.
Near the Pokrovsk direction, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone surveys a cluster of ruined buildings when it spots a lone Russian soldier crossing an open grassy field. Seemingly separated from any nearby support, he heads toward the abandoned structures, likely searching for a safer position to hide. Reaching a fallen tree, he slips beneath its tangled branches and thick vegetation, hoping the natural cover will conceal him from view. Within moments, a Ukrainian FPV drone arrives over the area, rapidly locking on to the soldier's hiding place beneath the tangled branches before beginning its final approach. As the growing sound of the aircraft echoes overhead, the soldier suddenly abandons the makeshift hiding place and drops into a shallow depression beside the fallen tree. Watching every movement from above, the FPV drone quickly accelerates and dives toward the position to complete the attack. The following footage unfolds near a cluster of ruined buildings in the Pokrovsk direction. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone is conducting a patrol mission after receiving reports of Russian activity in the area. Unaware that he has been spotted, the soldier continues walking around the destroyed buildings, apparently searching for a place to rest or take cover. The sighting is immediately relayed to a nearby Ukrainian FPV drone unit. Within moments, the strike drone arrives over the area, confirms the target's position, and begins its final approach. Before the soldier can react to the threat, the drone rapidly descends and launches the attack. While conducting a routine reconnaissance flight over the Donetsk sector, a Ukrainian drone crew unexpectedly detects a lone Russian soldier crossing an isolated stretch of open ground. With little vegetation to conceal him, every movement is clearly visible from above. As he continues across the field, he suddenly stops and begins repeatedly kicking at the ground before bending down, apparently trying to free one of his boots from thick mud that has become lodged around his foot. The brief delay proves costly. The reconnaissance team immediately relays the location, and the nearby Ukrainian FPV drone is tasked with intercepting the target. Completely focused on clearing the mud and regaining his footing, the soldier remains unaware that the aircraft is approaching at low altitude. Only when the distinct sound of the drone reaches him does he look up and instinctively crouch. But by then, the FPV drone has already lined up its final approach and dives to complete the attack. A Ukrainian FPV drone dives into a dense tree line after locating a Russian soldier hiding among the vegetation. As the drone rapidly closes the distance, the soldier suddenly realizes he has been found and breaks into a desperate run. Trying to escape through the uneven terrain, he repeatedly stumbles and loses his footing while weaving between the trees. Each attempt to create distance only slows him down further. The drone continues advancing through the forest, and despite the soldier's efforts to flee, the escape attempt ultimately fails.
The sequence unfolds at midday over an open field in the Kupiansk direction, where a Russian soldier continues crossing exposed ground despite the clear risk from aerial surveillance. Ukrainian reconnaissance drone operators remain active and quickly detect his movement from above. A nearby strike drone is redirected toward the field, and from a distance, the soldier's outline stands out sharply against the grass. As the drone closes in, he realizes the threat. But instead of running, he drops flat into the field. The attempt to hide fails under direct observation, and the drone descends into the engagement.
Two Russian soldiers are observed moving along a shallow drainage ditch cutting through a grassy field, using the narrow depression as limited cover while crossing exposed terrain. As they advance, the soldier at the rear suddenly drops into the grass, as though sensing something unusual overhead. Seconds later, a Ukrainian drone adjusts course and heads directly toward the position. With no nearby cover and little room to maneuver, the soldier stays motionless in the grass, hoping to avoid detection. The attempt lasts only moments as the drone closes in and begins its final descent. In this unusual encounter, a Ukrainian drone operator temporarily leaves his drone, resting among a line of trees after completing a patrol mission. While the aircraft remains on the ground, its camera continues watching the surrounding area. A short time later, a Russian soldier unexpectedly walks into view, unaware that the drone is sitting only a short distance away. The operator notices the movement and waits until the soldier gets closer before reactivating the aircraft. The sudden sound immediately catches the soldier's attention. Realizing what is happening, he turns and tries to escape. Panic quickly sets in as he rushes across the terrain, but during the attempt, he loses his footing and falls. The drone rapidly closes the distance as the unexpected encounter unfolds. In a notable encounter near a railway line in the Pokrovsk direction, a Ukrainian drone conducts a routine patrol over a largely exposed section of terrain. As the camera sweeps across the tracks, two Russian soldiers come into view below. The drone immediately alters course and begins closing the distance. The reaction is instant. One soldier turns and runs along the railway embankment, while the other chooses to stand his ground and attempts to counter the approaching drone. The effort lasts only moments as the aircraft continues its approach, maintaining a steady path toward the position. A Russian soldier is seen traveling along a dirt road on a small electric vehicle, moving steadily through what appears to be a relatively quiet sector. High above, however, a Ukrainian drone has already detected the movement and begins closing the distance from behind. Focused entirely on the road ahead, the soldier continues forward without looking up, unaware that he is being tracked from the air. The drone gradually narrows the gap while maintaining visual contact. Only in the final moments does the soldier appear to notice the threat overhead. But by then, the drone is already descending toward his position. The following footage takes place along a muddy road marked by deep tire tracks and pools of rainwater left behind after recent weather. A Ukrainian FPV drone is conducting a routine patrol over the area when the operator notices faint movement in the distance. As the drone moves closer to investigate, the shape gradually becomes clear. A Russian soldier is traveling along the road on a motorcycle, apparently attempting to move quickly through the sector. The sighting is immediately confirmed, and the drone begins closing the distance. Unaware that he has been detected, the rider continues forward. Moments later, the FPV drone accelerates toward the target and launches the attack.